Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I am live. I'm gonna knock out this piece here. Let me reload all of my tablets here, though, because I have tablets ready to show me my live stream so that I can communicate if anybody needs anything or says anything. And of course, that's loud. All right. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am inking a piece that I drew. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. All right. So, oops. Don't want to use this. Well, I could, but I don't want to. Again, how's everyone doing today? I hope you're all having a good morning. All this inking is having a effect on my materials. I'm starting to notice that my materials are drying out, and I think it's also has a little bit to do with the change of the season. We have oh, maybe the tablet's working now. Okay, great. Uh, Starting to have issues with the temperature changes. All right, there we go. Anyway, so as the temperatures change, if it gets hot or cold, notice that the ink in some of your materials, especially when it seems like it's archival ink, starts to change, and sometimes it gets real difficult to use. Other times it dries out completely. I once left some microns in the car overnight. Oh, not overnight, but maybe like, yeah, overnight and like a couple hours into the next day. And when I went to go get them, they were pretty much unusable. So it was a costly mistake, but I mean, they were just microns, right? I could pretty much pick some more up. But you live and you learn. And it had never done that to me before, but it had been. I can't remember if the weather was too warm or too hot, but I was too hot or too cold. But believe it was pretty hot outside, and drawing my markers up. So yeah, that was unfortunate. Checking to make sure no one has said anything, because yeah. All right. Let's see here. Make sure I have two tablets. I have one here and I have one there. It's So this is the big bad of my comic book. It is the devil, and I want to draw, to draw him in all of his evil, grotesque, gnarly splendor. And yeah, he's got scales all over him. He's got Sharp. Everything's sharp. Sharp nails. Sharp little spikes on his tail. Horns are sharp. And maybe sometime soon I'll go online and I'll go live and let record myself maybe doing a page. Although that's going to require a bit of work because my pages take a while because I'm kind of lay them out in my head first, and then that changes. Oh, that's gonna change. Yeah. So I'm using a 0.8 here on this. This is one of the thicker lines, and I guess I try to use some type of line weight when doing this because this hand is uh, stretched out toward us, the viewer. So um, every art book I've ever read says, "Oh, make sure you use a thicker line up there." I try. I try to bit of a thicker line and make it like it's really popping out the page at you. I'll try to stay online for the till this piece is completed. Maybe I don't know unless I get hungry. I so often do get very hungry. What if I'm starving? I have to go, guys. Today's early broadcast is brought to you in part by my wife having appointments, so I don't have her to bother this morning. So I'll bother all of you. That's right. I'll bother all of you instead. You almost suffer. Sorry if you're commenting. I do have my Facebook open, but apparently it's won't show me any of the videos. It'll show me the video, but it won't show me any comments or reactions. So but I'll look the best I can. You hear my Marv in the background. He's having a good time barking. He's a barker. If you close certain doors, he'll bark. If the washing machine goes off, he wants to go find and he wants to go crazy and bark. And so I knock on the door. Somebody comes up the front steps. Pretty much if anybody's in the house he doesn't know. New voices. I'm one of those pet owners that's terrified that my dog's gonna bite somebody. So I try to, he's put up when company's around. And yeah, he doesn't like that. He doesn't like that at all. Some people say, it's not right to put your dog up when company is around. It's his house too. You can start paying rent. I'm just terrified that he'll bite somebody. Yeah, I have two dogs. I have Pixie and Marv. A mini Sheltie and a pug / Boston Terrier. And a pug / terrier. She's a Pixie is the one that she's very fast. Like to jump all over the place, jump over people. Probably scratch you. It's very cat-like in that way. She's let's see here. All right. So yeah, we got almost most of this hand outlined first, and it should look like it's sticking out at you. If anybody wants to know, I don't know. I mean, I know I have a lot of artist friends on my Facebook, but the reason why this is in blue is called non-photo blue. So when I go to scan it, none of the blue lines that I've previously drawn in will show up. Supposedly, I have seen them show up still, and yeah, I've seen them show up, and so I sometimes don't believe it. But I'm just used to drawing in blue now. So, let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. I am. Let's see. Everyone can see once again. I have my festive hat on. Okay. I try to stick to one part, but sometimes when I'm drawing, or even inking, other parts of the drawing like, demand my attention. Does anybody else have that problem? Yeah. Doing any type of art. It's like I should be working on the face, but this pose, this particular part of the body is demanding that I deal with it. Okay. That looks good. Okay. So we got a nice thick line around there. We're gonna put that 8 up for now. Let's use our 0.5 for a very thin line. Let's try to get up here in the face, huh? Shall we? Hopefully, this 0.05 will work because it seems a little weird. Like it doesn't want to I feel like it's trying to dry out on me. Maybe time to get a new set. Okay. All right. Let's see here. And I don't know if I have any comments on let's see if I have anything. guess I'm using it. Apparently, all my tech today wants to have a mind of its own. But I'll tell you what I can try. I can look here on my phone, and I should be able to pull up any comments that I have. So I just hate missing comments. I feel like if someone see, I do have a comment on Facebook. So okay, let's see here. Oh, let's see here. Oops. And of course, my tablet won't show me the video. Tablet's like, nah, that's not important. Let's see here. Oh, my YouTube channel is where's my web YouTube channel? My YouTube channel, you can pretty much find me under Varian Grant on YouTube. VARIANGRANT. It's pretty easy to find me there. I may very well be the only Varian Grant in the world. And if not, beat you to it, sucker. All right, get back to this face. Put a lot of little scales and little details in the face here, which are going to come back to bite me square in my butt. I guarantee you. Yeah, square in my butt. It's gonna hurt. I'm gonna be somewhere having to rush a piece out or something, and oh, that's right. He's got scales. I gotta add all of them. So I read a book a few years ago. It said when you're drawing monsters or spaceships, there's no wrong way to turn the pencil. And I disagree. I disagree because it took a while for me to learn how to properly draw monsters. Even as a kid, like I had a problem drawing monsters. They just like didn't seem um, easy to draw. Like, oh well, what am I doing? The head of a lion and the face of a goat and the snout of an alligator. Things are weird to me, but you know, I got over it. And now that I'm older, it's a little bit easier. It's a lot easier now, actually. It's just monster creation can be difficult. So when I'm drawing monsters, I just think, okay, how can I pervert the human image, and make it look more monstrous? Like for some reason, I'm not yet able to just start from a monstrous base. I have to kind of figure out what looks human, and then start changing it up from there. Um, maybe I'll eventually come out of that too. But as for now, that's what works. Um, for this guy here, I just figured a snarling, snarling face reaching out at me. Huge. He's actually pretty big. He should be about maybe 9.5 feet tall. I would say think like the Hulk to the Avengers. Yeah, the first Avengers movie Hulk. Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right. Here we go. And he's got these cute little freckles on his nose. I'm just kidding. Those are scales. This devil can't have freckles. I've had some girlfriends who have freckles, and they're Satan. So who says? All right. More scales. You know, when you're, at least when I'm doing really fine detail work like this, I like to try to use the thinnest pin that I have in my arsenal. And for me, it's this 0.05. Let's see here. Oh, I look pixelated on my tablet. I wonder if that's very well. No, if you're watching on YouTube and I got pixelated, I apologize. Hopefully it will fix itself soon. Pretty soon, once my wife leaves, you'll all be treated to the chorus of my dog barking for both of them. Barking because they have to tell me she's leaving too. She's leaving. She's leaving. Ruff, 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 ruff. Someone left the house. Maybe I'll mute the mic when that happens so that no one's ears burst from sounds of dogs going crazy. I thought about live streaming last night. It was very early in the morning. Woke up at 2 something. But I figured everyone's asleep. No need to live stream. What if someone gets an alert? Oh, Varian Grad is live at 2:30 in the morning. You guys are gonna think something's wrong. And then if something's wrong, you won't look because you'll think I'm there streaming. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's get inside of this mouth of his. He has a split tongue. Was asked by a artist a couple years ago. So isn't inking pretty much like tracing? And at one point I felt that way. And then I started inking. I may have mentioned this yesterday, but then I started inking my own stuff and paying attention to just the fundamentals of inking, and I got a huge respect for inkers now. It's a pretty big responsibility, especially if you're inking someone else's work. That's a big responsibility because if it was someone else's work, I don't think I'd ever ink an original because I don't want to be the person that ruins someone's work. I will say this too, as far as inking, man, I hold my breath a lot when I'm inking, and I found myself like when I get to the point where I release a breath and I start breathing, I'm like sometimes I think I'm having an asthma attack, but just I think that I'm still very unsure about my inking. So to hold that line and get the perfect line or the line that I want, I hold my breath, and then I almost pass out. And that's probably just a bad habit I picked up for many years of just, drawing, especially if you're drawing with ink. And that's kind of what inking is. I've gotten to the point too now where I kind of don't do, I'm starting to not do full figures anymore. I'll do the basics, not as much as this here. And then I'll go on with my pen and I'll finish it. And that's a commitment because you do that too much and you go one way the wrong way, you go too far the wrong way and there's no coming back. The image is ruined because your hand slipped or you made a dumb decision. And I know there's a great many of you out there who may be watching who will find this extremely boring, and if so, you're free to go. You're not stuck here. It's a drawing video. I think that they're only interesting to people who I like drawing videos. So if you're like me, which means you're awesome, means that you'll stick around and keep watching the drawing videos. I like watching other artists draw, and watching their techniques, and you can learn a lot too from other artists' techniques. I've seen artists lately start using elbow pads when drawing because you're leaning on the desk, and yeah. But I trust my desk. I mean, you paid enough for it, but like I'm always kind of worried that it's gonna break if I put my weight on it. So I try to keep my weight off the desk, but there's only so much that you're leaning over on it all the time. The art desk is a torture tool. Not that anyone asked, but I used to have this belief that you have to replace your art desk every 5 years. And I don't believe that anymore, especially since I got one I like now. I really like this one. They might have to be upset if I try to replace it. One of the benefits to having a glass table is that it can be one giant light box if you need it. I know what you might be saying. Hey, you're supposed to be a hot shot comic book artist. Why do you need a a light box? Well, a couple reasons. One of the reasons I like having a light box is so I can turn the image over. Sometimes if you hold your image up to light, you will notice then some things that aren't right. So, for instance, you might have an eye too high on one side. Maybe someone's eyes are crooked. Maybe someone's one arm is higher than the other. You can see it when you flip the image a lot easier than you could just looking at it. So it's one of the reasons why I use a light box. I don't trace images. Nothing wrong with people who do though. Nothing's wrong with that. If you, at least not in my opinion. There might be others who feel different. They're entitled to their opinion as well. I think that drawing live is really cool thing about it is I'm not bored when I'm drawing live. It feels like I'm talking to somebody. It's a one-sided conversation, so maybe I'm could be crazy, could be going crazy. But the cool thing about it is that my language is a lot cleaner because this is all usually just a stream of obscenities. That's what you guys came here to see, isn't it? You came here to listen to me swear and use foul language. Throwing foul, just throwing foul lines. Like NBA game. Get it? Foul lines, NBA game. Yeah, I miss my calling as a rapper. All right. More scales, little pock marks. When it comes to this section, I'll probably get a little bit more detailed. I'll probably add some more stuff. A little. and they will hold. There we go. All right. I been asked before, do you draw with music on? And I can. I can draw with music on. I can draw with music on. I'm not doing it now because one, it'd be hard to hear me. And two, since this is also live streaming on YouTube, I don't want a copyright strike. um, but yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know if I listen to everything from rap, rock, does not matter. I listen to musicals. I listen to I've listened to opera for a while drawing. It helps if something sets the mood for the piece that I'm doing. Um, sometimes. Other times, I can't write and listen to music. I just can't do it. I'm not. I've tried and does not work for me. So this particular creature is, again, it's the devil in my book, but he is based a lot off of a pet. My wife's pet. Can't remember what day it was, but maybe Valentine's Day, and I purchased her a bearded dragon because she'd always wanted one, and got him, and she named him Roman. And Roman from Roman Reigns from WWE. And she named him Roman, and we had Roman for several years. He just passed away last year, and is it this year? Okay, I'm been told it's this year. And he was a very good boy, but um, it's weird because she wanted to keep Roman some company, so she got Roman a little pal named Malenko, and Malenko lived for about 2 years, maybe 3 years, and died. And then we got him another friend named Dakin. Dakin lived for about 3 to 4 years and died. Roman hung in there for a very long time, and then he passed away this year. Yeah, I miss him because it was cool to hear him eat. He smacked. He ate crickets. Gosh, I do not miss finding crickets in the house. I don't miss that at all. And hearing them sometimes. Oh, I had a problem with crickets a couple weeks ago outside. Gosh, it was horrible. I don't know where they all came from. They just, one day I'm sitting here and doing my Indie Volt stream, and you can hear crickets all in the background of the stream. If you want, please do subscribe to Indie Volt on YouTube. To show that I do twice a week on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. and also at Thursday morning at 9 a.m. for our breakfast buzz. And we've started live streaming them simultaneously here on YouTube, here on Facebook and on YouTube. But we really would appreciate if you go over to YouTube and give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out and helps us beat the dreaded YouTube Google algorithm that makes sure that no one finds you. Yeah. So, if you got some free time and you have a YouTube channel or a YouTube account, which most of us do, we appreciate it. And we talk comics, we talk indie comics. You know, it's me and Randy Zimmerman. Uh, Louis Bright Raven comes on the show periodically. He's got his own station now, so he's preparing to venture off on us. That's what's going on. But Scott Rosema's there. Um, and we try to bring in some more of an indie comic to talk about their book with us and the industry. We play some fun games too. One of my favorite games is Wheel Decide. Where I spin a wheel and I ask you questions based on things that have really happened at shows to people, um, and how you would respond as a if those situations were happening to you. So I read a report after hearing about another artist saying that after knocking out his book, he was overcome with a uh, growing sense of depression. He felt depressed, and he didn't say if he ever, considered, taking his life or anything, but he just said he just felt really, really depressed. And so I read a study, and it said that creative people often do struggle with depression. And I, thought about that and thought, well, sitting at your drawing desk for, you know, 8, 9 hours a day. From what I understand, Jack Kirby would sit at his desk from 12 noon to 4 in the morning. Of course, Jack was drawing most of Marvel's books at that time, so he was, knocking out page after page after page. But I would venture to say that anybody who spends that much time at their drawing table is going to have some issues. It's very, solitary. I mean, you're okay. Drawing used to be relaxing to me, right up until it became my job. Then all that was over. It's my job now. Oh man, I don't like this at all. All right. bigger pen. I'll be all day for that. Okay. Let's go to my trusty little import pen here. The only problem with this one is I have to be careful because it's wet for a while. It dries pretty quick, but it doesn't dry as quick as the microns or the Copics. You can see I'm wearing my ink smudge guard today. I was called to the carpet yesterday for not wearing it. You guys want to see me get really bad? Let's see here. Put this sucker on. Yeah. This is an armadillo. Apparently I've got chocolate from a convention on it. Too. But yeah. It's allows me to kind of draw and have all my materials right there. Yeah, I like it. But it's really for more like, in my opinion, it's kind of like for if you're standing up, you don't have a table to put your stuff at. It's kind of cool to have this on you. Or if you're at a con and you don't have a lot of table space to put your markers and whatnot. They've never fallen off on me. However, and I've had them. I've taken it to cons and I've worn it at shows. Kind of forget it's on sometimes and walk around the con. I think people probably think I'm cosplaying a very ghetto Black Widow. Just a one arm band. No costume. Just, or maybe I think it looks like Spider-Man's web shooters or something. I don't know. I'm sure people think that they don't know what it is at first. The normies, they don't know what it is. They don't care about microns and Copics. All right. I was wondering last night with the popularity of Inktober, why is it that no art store is capitalized on it and hey, sell on ink. Come get all your ink from us. We got Copics, we got Microns, we got Higgins. 60% off. Stock up for Inktober. They don't do it. I mean, most other holidays get co-opted. If I had an art store, I'd definitely take over Inktober. Oh, you guys want to use lots of ink every October? Not a problem. I'm gonna raise all my prices $5 and then drop it, and you'll think it's a sale, and you'll come buy it. And artists are always willing to experiment with new types of art materials too. So you could sell them, some crap, and then no one wants anymore. No one can use. Um, I've run across ink before that just will not dry. It gets wet all the time. You can sell that. Hey, yeah, this is a new special trial that I got in. It's only $5 a bottle. Everyone tells me they love it. And then you go home with it and mess up some art. You hate it, but hey, the artist got it out of stock. I mean, that store owner got it out of stock room, so that's not very nice. I know. All right. Hmm. Uh-oh. My dog hears my wife starting to move around. She's letting me know she's trying to escape. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like it one bit. Yeah, he's gonna listen at him. Just listen at him. Yeah. All right. I know some of you are probably saying, "My word, this man is the slowest inker in the history of inkers," and you might be right. um, I I think I mentioned that I entertained these silly notions when I was younger that, oh, I'll just get an inker. No, no one. You don't just get an inker. And it also taught me something very important that I've learned throughout life. Period. Um, Learn how to do as much as you can yourself. I mean, if possible. I mean, there's some things that you're just not going to be able to learn how to do, but try to learn how to do as much as you can. That way, if you have to pay somebody to do it, you know exactly how much it's worth. When I was just starting out, I got taken advantage of on website design constantly. Um, People were charging me huge amounts of money, way over what it was actually worth for a website design, and I didn't know. I didn't know any difference. So you know, um, my first, you know, website, um, I paid for it, and you know, it really was not worth what I paid, what the person did, and I don't even think they were as skilled as they purported to be. Um, but and this is my first site. It wasn't dedicated to me as an artist. Um, and then I've had some other experiences with websites that just didn't go the way they were supposed to. But if you can learn how to build a site yourself, or learn how to do anything yourself, you can. And now the cool thing is you can do it. You might actually find the time to do it. And I've the only way you're gonna learn the only way you're gonna get better at something is to do it. So, I don't necessarily like inking, but it's a part of the sequential art process and the process of making comic books. So, therefore, I learned it as best I could, and I'm still learning. And I'll probably learn to the day that I close my eyes. I'll keep learning this because there's something, the day that you quit learning that's the worst day. You should always be learning, always be getting better. Uh, how's that look, everybody? How's that look? Scary? Scary enough? Hopefully he's nice and he's not as long as it scares my son, and that's the important thing. It needs to scare him. As long as he's scared, I've done a good job. I got a TV here to my right, no, my left. I'm sorry, to my left, and it does this I guess screensaver or uh timed turn off. It's not even turn off. It doesn't turn off, but it does turn off if I don't watch it for a while. But it does this like flash, and you would swear that there's lightning outside. And it's not. It's just how it sounds, how it looks. It's one of its settings. I don't know. I don't too much like it, but I like TV. I'm just on that setting. We think it's lightning outside. What's going on? I mean, it flashes against the whole room. Makes me think that bad weather is coming. We're bracing for it's Michigan, so I'm personally bracing for snow. I know it's gonna be here soon, and I will not be fooled by warmer temperatures at all. I won't allow myself to be fooled. The rest of them can, but not I. Not I. I think that people who come to Michigan, and they're always kind of shocked when they get here, and they, if you weren't raised here, and because it's not bad. It's warm. It's outdoor. Look at the great outdoors. Let's go for a hike. And it's gonna last all of a couple months, and then the good stuff will set in. Yeah, when the snow and the rain and the slush and the sleet set in, and you don't want to drive because you're sliding all over the place, and yeah. Oh, I may have lost my point earlier. So, yeah, a lot of Roman is in here. Snout, the little spikes here, a lot of little horns and stuff in the. It's a lot of Roman in there. So, which I did before when I first designed this character, I thought, hey, Roman looks kind of freaky looking. I'm gonna design it. I'm gonna base it off of him. All right. Just noticed my signature didn't show up. So yeah, it's no good. It's okay. Could be redone. Again, I don't ink on my originals just because I am terrified I'll make a mistake or something will happen. So I scan the original, turn the art into blue line, and then print it out again on a board. And I know to some people that's a waste of time and energy, but for me, it works. Then I still have my original pencils to go back to, and who knows, one day you may have an inker that wants to, a capable inker who wants to do it, who wants to take it over and try it until you have that original that you can give them. Let's see here. And again, because I knew I'd be inking this piece, certain things are kind of left up to I left open to kind of finish and figure out as I was going. If you're watching this, at any point, let me know what. I just got a chance to watch Batgirl the other day, on the CW, the first episode, the pilot. You know, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm gonna give it a couple more episodes though, because I think some shows need a little time to find their footing, and then if I don't like it, it's just not for me. I'll go watch something else. No slight on anybody who does enjoy the show. I'm pretty sure there are those out there who do, and that's good. I've liked several shows that people have not liked, and was kind of sad to see them canceled and pushed aside, but they need ratings, you know. If a show isn't getting ratings, they're not going to keep it on the air. So I think his face is for the most part done. And I'll start working on the horns. Now you'll notice I'm going to cheat here with the horns. I am going to go in with one of my bigger markers, probably the touch. And I'm going to use the fine tip, and I'm going to go in here and start laying down this big, heavy area of black. It's not as much as bad as it is in some pictures I've done. Some pictures I've done, oh my gosh, the page smells afterwards. Other ones, this is quite okay. This isn't that bad. And you might remember yesterday I mentioned that sometimes these markers, they don't give you the, like, even though it's listed as fine tip, this will bleed. And the best way to stop that is to, kind of go around it with your more precise, or at least what I do is I go around with my more precise markers. So I'll use, pins. So I'll go around and I'll tighten this up with a Copic or a Micron as I get close to it. And I can get pretty close with this one. In fact, I mean, like I can go all the way down to it, but I just don't like the way sometimes it looks like it's fuzzy. Like it doesn't give me that sharp ending that I need. After a couple days, it doesn't look as good as I wanted to. So yeah, all right. Uh, when Marv, my dog, was a puppy, he used to sit under my art desk while I drew. And, but it wasn't glass at that point. It was a regular whiteboard art desk. And I think when I switched it to glass, I don't think he liked it. So he doesn't sit under here anymore at all. Nope, not for me. We'll also do his fingernails black as well, but not right now. We'll get to that. Because I'm about to put some white streaks in there to kind of break up the, large area of black. And all right. So you can kind of see what I mean here. I'm trying to bring it up to the camera. You can kind of see what I mean about like how it's not a crisp line there as it would be something like, that's why I go over these again. And with something where the ink will not bleed and just stay nice and sharp for me. Um, had a young man come to me at a Comic-Con, and he told me he only inks with regular ballpoint black ink pens. You could buy from any store, and he fills his large areas in with Sharpie. And I've done that in the past. I've done that. I've filled in large black areas with Sharpie. In fact, I don't have it here, but I have a huge, huge Sharpie that you open it, I can clear a room out. It's just it's just a very like industrial strength Sharpie. But it what I found is that after a while, Sharpie starts to turn purple and fade and bleed even after time, as time goes on. So I stay from Sharpies on work that I know is meant for posterity, that I'm going to have to keep the artwork around. And some people have made that work for them. Some people can take a Sharpie and do some great things with them, but I know that I forget whose artwork it is now, and I don't think they're. I don't think they're. Don't know if they're with us any longer. They may have passed away, but I remember reading that their artwork is deteriorating because they used a lot of Sharpies on their artwork. So, there's, people are worried that we may not have the artwork in a couple of years. The originals, obviously, we'll have the copies and, you know, to look at and, you know, fawn over. But, um, yeah, we will not have the original artwork. It's going to become basically, unusable, and or it's gonna look horrible in a couple of years, deteriorating. So, the archival ink is supposed to be a lot better for those purposes, but we may never know. Um, I don't know. I've got some pieces I've done with archival ink, and they're still holding up, and about as many years as the pieces that I did with Sharpie, and they're starting to again bleed through, turn purple, reddish. In one case, one is turning kind of red. Uh, it's no good. If it was close to me, I'd bring the artwork on screen, but it's not that close to me right now. I had to get up and break my concentration from this piece. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining me. No matter when you're watching this, if you're watching it on my Facebook or you're watching it on YouTube, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. So, if you stumbled upon it on YouTube, some weird guy sitting at his table drawing or inking, drawing. Yeah, that would do. Okay. All right. Sometimes I take a step back from the piece and I look at it, see if I like it, and generally I don't. I talk to a lot of artists that tell me the same way. They don't like their art after they draw it, or they go back a couple years. They're like, oh my gosh, my wife has taken to taking my art from me, and especially if I'm gonna throw it away. And you know, so I found recently a cache of art that I had assumed that I discarded that she rescued from the trash and has saved. And so yeah, now I'm gonna have a shredder. Shred it. You can tear it up right then if you want, but you don't do a shredder, it ain't coming back. Get it into nice little confetti pieces and take that, wife. Saving my art that I never meant to show the world. And I mean, I've got it bad. I've gotten rid of art that I drew when I was a kid because it's embarrassing. Uh, and then, I'll come back in 4 years and I'll look at this and determine that this piece is embarrassing and needs to be destroyed as well. But it'll be here. Say it on YouTube. Well, maybe I can delete the YouTube video too. There's no proof I drew that. No proof. I'll publish it in a book, but I'm kind of screwed, right? It will always be there to haunt me. The drawing that wouldn't die. Again, smudge guard is on. I actually didn't. My smudge guards are used more so when I'm doing digital drawing because they help keep. Because you run your hand across a digital tablet while you're drawing across the screen. Sometimes you get this weird, like the tablet assumes that my hand or in this case, this part of my hand is a pen, and it gives me this wide swatch, and yeah, I try to. I try not to do that. So. All right. Okay. Got those horns all done. Yay. All right. Horns are the easy part, all right? We still got the spikes here. We got to go down here in the body. Lots of more detail work. Don't know if you can see. There's a lot of scales here on his. Excuse me, on his knuckles. He's got scales here. Yeah, he's a badass. Roar. All right. Let's see. Hear a truck outside. Yep, I'm right. There's Marv barking. Oh. All right. Not that I can use it for this piece, but these vanish erasers are great. I have a couple more left. But if you're looking for a good eraser, it's a great eraser to use. Here's a new one. It's Vanish 4-in-1 eraser. It is a fantastic eraser. They're made in Korea, but I mean you can get them pretty much in any or not any store. I order mine from Amazon, but yeah, and you can pop that off, or you can take the whole thing out. I have a couple of them in various states of use, but they last forever. And the only reason I've opened more than one is because I forgot one. I dropped one, didn't know where I put it. Had to grab a new one. Had a whole box at one point, but yeah, they're really good erasers. So if you're looking for a good eraser, go on Amazon or order yourself a box. I've been drawing since I was a little kid. Yeah, started drawing Alvin the Chipmunks. That was the first characters I really liked to sit back and draw. They were some of my favorites. And they still are. I actually drew a picture of Alvin not too long ago. Just a little quick doodle. And drew a picture of Alvin. Then I moved on from Alvin the Chipmunks to Ninja Turtles. And it was pretty. Well, Ninja Turtles are pretty easy. I had developed this system where I would draw Ninja Turtle like 5 seconds, and all the kids would get super excited. It's cool. Well, draw me Ninja Turtle. Can you draw all 4 of them? There was a kid in class too. Don't know if I'm in pretty. Has anyone ever had an art rival? In elementary school, I had this kid in class, and he would always tell me that I traced it. And I didn't. No, I didn't trace it, but he was sure I traced it. He was adamant that I traced it. Oh, he didn't draw that. He didn't draw that. And I'll show you guys real quick. Because he was the other. And I thought he was cool. I had no problem with his art, actually. It's one of those weird things where you're like, no, man, your art's cool, bro. I don't have any issues with you, but he took issue with me big time. All right, let's see here if I can find it. I can show you guys. So, I'll do it. I want to find the top of mail. Right. I put it right there. Okay. I'll do it on this big sheet of paper here. I got a big whiteboards I gotta get rid of, right? All right, so this side. Let me put this piece over here. When I was younger, and I would draw Ninja Turtles, I would draw them. See if I can find. That's chisel tip. Sharpie, that's not. Obviously, Sharpie, and these are gonna be very crude, but I'll show you how I would draw them. So I would draw them like this. So I'll start with the eyes. And 1, 2, 3. Top of the head was there. Infinity sign. That was a Ninja Turtle. And kids in school loved it for some reason. I guess once I add some color to it, they liked it. But you get older and you start evolving a little bit. But as a kid, I was always looking at art. I always liked different artists, and always want to see what different artists were doing. And one of the things that I picked up was that. Oh, 1 second, I'm getting a Facebook message from. Is it the wife? Okay. All right. Yeah. So one of the things that I started to do a little differently was I would do my neutrinos like this, and it's gonna be hard to see. I know. I'm sorry, but so let's see if I can remember too. It's been a while. I had to draw them like this. And you have to remember, my first exposure to Ninja Turtles was the cartoon, not the And again, these are very crude. I'm sorry, I'm drawing for Sharpie here, but then you can. So yeah, that was and admittedly, I went from this to this, and it was almost like a switch came on in my brain one day where it was. I just started drawing them like that. I just felt, oh, you know what, this makes sense. I'll draw them like this. They should look, I wanted to make them like the cartoon, and that's how they would look. That's how I drew them. And he was not too happy about that. In fact, he hated it. He told me I traced it, and I had to do that to show them that I had not traced it. I'm not sure how I would have drew that from the side, though. Let's see. I came here to watch you ink, Varian, not draw Ninja Turtles. I'm sorry. I remember how I would have drew that from the side. I guess it was like this. Yeah, I guess that's how I drew from the side. So yeah, I used to draw Ninja Turtles all the time. It was fun to me. I got a chance to draw Ninja Turtles again very recently, and that was cool too. Sometimes I used to put little teeth marks in there, so I had these little um, toothy things going on. You guys can see all of my junk in here. My junk over in the corner. Yeah, but so yeah, that's how that started. I've been drawing for a while. Teachers hated it. And teachers would always call my parents and tell them, "Oh, Varian's drawing again in class. You better come stop him." And it wasn't so much I was drawing in class. I think I was drawing on my work. I finished my work and then I draw on it, and that was teachers didn't like it, and they shouldn't have. I did the time to draw, but I was told by a teacher, this drawing is going to get you nowhere. So yeah, she actually told me that. Would like to see her now. Tell her she was right. It's gotten me nowhere. No, it's just no. I would tell don't let people. If you want to be an artist, keep drawing. Saddest thing I've heard is people telling me that, oh, I had to stop drawing because I had kids and a family. Just try to find the time. Try to find the time to do it. Um, and I'm just being selfish here and talking about artists, but I mean, any dream that you have, try to find time to, you know, even if it's a hobby, something you just enjoy doing, just find time to do it. If you look hard enough, the time will present itself for you to get out there and get some time to do what it is. If it's art, maybe set a weekend aside where you just, you know, can sit back and do some artwork. I've been asked before, how do you get into comic books? How do you get into doing comics? Or how do you start drawing, especially? Um, put in the work. Always, you know, always learn. Figure out what your mistakes are, what your weak points are. I mentioned yesterday that I have notebooks filled. I've thrown most of them away, but notebooks filled with just art when I wasn't happy with how I was drawing something. So I didn't like hands and like my hand, how I drew a hand. So I would work on drawing hands. Uh, Bern Hogarth has a series of books out uh, where he shows human anatomy, drapery, all these things. Pick those books up. Uh, I can't tell you enough how invaluable a tool they are um, when you're starting out, or if you want to even get better as an artist, or if you just want a refresher course. I try to read it and go through it at least once a year because there's something I take away from it every year that I can use in my art, and hopefully, you know, if you want to be an artist, um, Eric Hodson, who most of you know is Dreaded Dinosaur, um, doesn't like the term talent. He feels this isn't a talent that we have. This is a skill that we built up over a course of years. And first I was like, hey, man, I don't know. I think it is a talent. But then I started thinking about it, and he could have a point there. I mean, I think if anything, the talent that I have is I was able to sit there and deal with, you know, um, long, tedious hours trying to figure stuff out, and willing to sit at a board and just sit there all day rather than being outside with friends or, you know, uh, later years chasing, uh, going from mall to mall, trying to, you know, chase girls. Um, but I would, I'd be at home drawing, trying to figure out composition and anatomy and what the hell is sinew. And, you know, it's one of those things where if you can do that and you dedicate that time to it, you will get better. So I don't joke when I say, well, anyone can draw. It's not a joke. I think anyone can draw if you just put the work in and keep doing it. You will get better. And then you're gonna have those days where it doesn't feel like you can draw at all. Um, I've had them. Oh gosh, I've had them where I just can't draw. Crap, everything's coming out wrong. Um, every face looks horrible. It's bad. Everything's bad. Nothing's working, and you know, you get over those. get over those. I try to do a warm up sketch, and I'm going to be drawing. Uh, I once had a office downtown Detroit, and we used to we'd sit in there, we draw, and I remember I'd go in there every day because it was my office, and I had to set up a bullpen for a couple art desks, and I was drawing more then than I had ever drawn before because I was around other artists, and that was inspiring. And I one started to develop some back problems because I was drawing all day. Two, I was actually having dreams about drawing. Like, if a piece was particularly hard to me, I was able to sit down and kind of figure that piece out. I would go to sleep and I'd figure out my dream. Oh, that's how that works. Okay. And I'd wake up and go do it. And that's how you know you're drawing. Maybe too much. But I started getting back problems because I was hunched over a desk all day. And I started getting some pain in my wrist. There are health risk with being an artist, especially if you're, just all you're doing. I tell people get up. I tell artists, get up, stretch your legs, go for a quick walk, take a break. It's hard to tell somebody to do that when they're on deadline, but if you can take a break, take one because you don't want to, you don't want to get blood clots, heart attack, and you're no longer with us over a drawing. So get those, get up, just take a walk around your house, or walk around your block if if it's warm enough outside. If it's not, let's go walk around the house. I got an exercise bike to my right. Yeah, to my right this time, right? And I'll get on that. Not just because I need to lose weight, but because if you're sitting here for a while, you need to move those legs and start moving around. You can't sit here all day as much as you might want to, or you might feel you need to or have to get something done. Um, you got to get up. You've got to get up and you've got to move. And other artists may have different tricks that they use to. I my my godmother has a pedal, a bike pedal, and it's supposed to be for to exercise your legs, to move your legs around. And I keep thinking like, I want that. I want that. I want you to give it to me because I can just put it right under my desk and just pedal. Keep my legs moving. I used to have my art desk sitting up much higher, and I found that was giving me some back problems too because my legs were dangling because I'm pretty short. But the thing is that what I found is that being lower actually helped me and increase my time at the drawing table. And if I can move my legs around this way. I can kind of spin the chair and get my legs to moving. That's how it works. So all kind of little tricks and stuff. And I'm pretty sure if I've got other artists watching this, you guys got your own tricks. Feel free to leave them in the comments. What do you do to when you feel yourself? You've been sitting too long. Problem with live streaming like this is that I don't know, like I'm not watching TV and I should, because even like I'm a bit of a news nut, so I like watching the news. So I, always have like some cable news on. My wife hates it. She'll wake up and I will turn the channel from whatever she was watching to the news. And something could be happening right now, and I wouldn't know it because I'm live streaming. I would hope someone would come in and tell me, "Hey, man, the world has changed forever. You shouldn't. You should probably get off the live stream and check this out." All right. Thanks, Ted. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to just to get this piece finished. It's actually gonna be I think a poster. I forgot what you determined this would be used for. But yeah, the I am hungry. No one fed me this morning. Haven't been fed. I'm calling Housing Protective Services. Let's see here. All right. All right. Let's see. So when you guys are at home inking, try to don't do like me. Don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath like me. You'll end up passing out. No one will be there to take care of you. So you'll be mad. I learned it from this dumb guy on the internet who said he holds his breath. Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. So now at this point too, I'm also thinking about where the light is coming from, and there's a couple light sources in this picture. One of which is probably right over in this area where the light will be hitting him. Notice because his palm is open, we can see his palm, and it's pretty well lit in there, and his fingertips, and some of this will be back here will be encased in shadow, and I'll do that, and then you know maybe his side here have a little more shadow on it, just because where he's standing, and yeah, take that into account when you start inking too. Shadow is a big factor in how you ink your pieces and how they end up looking. Um, mm, mm, okay. And again, I got this pen from China, and it has served me pretty well so far. And they've been serving me there for a while. I've had them for a while. And they work really well. I got you know bought them on a whim, and they actually do pretty well when it comes to going in the ink flow and everything. It's not bad. And I bought a bunch. Bought a bunch of them. So and they're all the same size. They're not very special. They're 0.35 millimeter. Um, you know, and they're nothing. They're not. In fact, I'm not actually even sure they're supposed to be art pens, but I bought them on a whim, and they've actually worked out pretty well for me. I get decent lines, different decent line values and variations. Man, that being over there's bothering me. Okay, let's get in there. Let's get the multi-liner out. He almost had three fingers, but I decided a fourth. I'm a Simpsons fan. I don't know why I wore four fingers, but I'm pretty sure I had some reason for it at the time that was genius and awe-inspiring. Would have cued everybody in to my true genius, but I can't remember it. So my son has recently started to draw, and he gets frustrated, and he's starting to doubt himself artistically. He's only 9 though. I mean, come on, you know. But I may be a bit of a harsher parent on him in terms of art than I should be. Yeah, I'll tell you. I wrote this story on Indie Vault once, but I'll tell everyone here because it 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 did help me in the long run. I would draw a picture and take it to my father. He'd be, he and my mother worked opposite shifts, so he'd be home when she wasn't. And one of the days I took it to him, I said, "Look, this picture I drew. Take a picture of Wolverine or the X-Men or somebody." And he looked at the picture and he said, I've seen better from you. And I thought he was out of his damn mind. I was upset. I couldn't believe he said that to me. And I'm like, well, I kept trying to figure out what was different about this picture he didn't like. And I went back and I redrew it, and redrew it. And then finally, he told me many years later, after me pushing myself so much, that nothing wrong with the picture. The picture was fine. But he felt that if you would have told me, oh man, it's great, that I may have stopped trying to grow artistically. So, with that being said, I pushed myself very hard, and not for no reason, um, but I pushed myself pretty hard, and I'm thankful that he did that actually in the long run because it gave me a thicker skin to deal with people not liking my art, deal with people telling me what I needed to fix with my art. Nothing is worse, in my opinion, than someone telling you your art is great and that you don't need to improve. You know, tell me what you think I need to improve on. Maybe I can use some of that criticism. If I can't, I don't. I mean, I can determine who's just being a hater and who's actually offering legitimate criticism. And that's fairly easy to do. But I guess we live in a world now where everyone's so easily offended, especially over something that they do. They think that, oh, you're supposed to like it, and if you don't, well, you're a hater. Okay, I just don't think you can cook very well. Maybe you should take some lessons. I'm not saying you can't be a great cook. I mean, you're putting forth the effort, but again, you can tell when someone's being a toolbox versus when they're trying to offer constructive criticism. I see I got some questions from Ted. Ted says, what color will he be? Shadowing. I love my shadowing. Shout at me later. Looks good. Yeah, Ted, this character is actually a pale, like pearl color, almost a marble. So it's gonna be very fun for my colorist. Maybe easy for him, but I'm gonna ride him real hard. So kind of like an off-white color. Yeah. Who's ever seen the devil depicted that way? No one. No one. I'm the first to do it. I might not be the first to do it, but yeah, he's off white. So I'm trying to get some stuff done because my wife has been really like telling me, she's right. I've been slacking. I've been slacking on getting some stuff done. So I am now in full gear. I am working to get stuff done. Working to get some content out for this particular book. And so I can bring you also my other book that everyone seems to like because they keep asking me at Comic Cons about it. Catharsis. I gotta do another issue with Catharsis. But this right here, this project, The Begotten, is one I've been working on for years, and I'm about ready to drop issue. We've done issue 0, but now issue 1. Did an issue 0. I just felt was kind of a cool thing. I never did one of those, so issue 0 and issue 0 and issue 1, and then hopefully everyone likes it and I can continue it as well. All right. Yikes. Okay, let's go in here and try to. All right. You gotta be careful not to push down too hard on these, because yeah, thanks, Eugene. I'm glad you like it, because you'll be coloring it. It's like, oh no, not me! Don't make me color it. It's I did like design. Let's have a lot of fun with it. And I have a page for my comic that I got in ink today too, which I am actually looking forward to. I think that page will be a lot of fun. I don't know if I'll do it on the live stream, but I'll definitely do it. Today I'll start on it today. Started on it last night, but it's like I need to get some sleep, so didn't finish it. I don't know if everyone heard, but Michigan Comic Con is no more. They have pulled up stakes out of Michigan, and they're concentrating on 2 shows now. So Michigan is back to having just a handful of shows again, which is probably good for the market. I don't know. I think it's actually more. It's probably a good thing. Too many shows can create um, saturation, and all of a sudden now you got people not coming to shows anymore because they just went to 2 big ones all during the summer, so they don't want to go to another show. And I think that it's probably for the best. The smaller shows are different. Smaller shows, you can have those all around. And I travel around, so I just don't stay just in Michigan. I live in Michigan, obviously, but I like to go, out of my area and do some other shows and try to get increase the fan base and increase the exposure of my art and my company, Last Call Comics, and the other people who I publish. I don't want to just be stuck here and once. There's nothing wrong with that if that's what you're doing. But I just like to get around and visit. It's cool to visit places too. You haven't been. That's very cool. I love being in different environments. It's people respond to in different states, different ways to your work. So I'm going to let these pieces here dry for a while. And the reason why is because I'm going to go in there with my white ink marker. And I will need to balance out. If it's wet, it's going to pick that right up. And they'll look dark and smudgy. So I'll let that sit for a while. Now there's two, I think I showed you guys that there's a bunch of different ways I can do that. I can use the Posca, which is, it's an opaque paint, water-based, so it kind of runs, but it's very thick. I can use a jelly roll, either side. What do I got? 0.8, 0.10. I think I have a different size, or a smaller size. Something in the middle. I think it's a 0.5, but it's not here right now. And then I got some whiteout pens that I can use as well if I want to. And these, they're just all tricks that you could use. I don't put the whiteout pens in here. I set them off to the side because I did have one leak once, and it was quite the mess to clean up. So, yeah. Let's see if I got. I used to have a different type of white marker, but it's not here anymore, I guess. Well. So, yeah. So, we got the fingernails done now. We've got scales done. There was going to be scales on his chest at one point, but I thought, no need for that. I think some of that's overkill. Who knows? But then again, this is me you're talking to. Chances are I'm going to put those scales back. So, how long have I been streaming? Little one. YouTube says I just started 1 minute ago. YouTube's lying. Probably been streaming for at least an hour now. And I want to stream until I finish this thing, but I know you guys are probably getting tired of hearing my voice. So I don't want to stay on all day, making everybody grow to hate me. Well, how about we finish the tail, and then we'll finish the tail, and maybe I'll do a little work down here in this area, and then we'll call it for a couple hours. How about that? All right. So the tail is behind him, so I'm gonna switch to even a thinner. Thinner pen if I got one. It's probably gonna be the 0.03. Seems like I would have had smaller than that. Another pen I love. This one here. This is a brush marker. Oh yeah, brush pen, but I love it. I got this from Japan, but I found out that it was actually a pintail marker, so I can get it. Because when I bought it, it was straight from Japan, and I thought, oh man, I'll have a hard time trying to find it. And I got it at a con actually, yeah. But I found out that it's a pintail marker, so, and it's readily available at Hobby Lobby, which is good. So Let's see. I have smudge guards everywhere. I could put a smudge guard on the other hand too if I wanted to. Let me do. Oh, actually, no, I can't. What am I doing? Well, I could do it this way, but that would just look silly. That would look silly. Okay, so let's not let these out. Oh, also another one is a Faber-Castell. You see, I use it so much the writing is wearing off. Faber-Castell Pit Artist Pen, big brush, and that's another good one for big, large black areas. You gotta fill in. Yeah, all kind of tricks. These don't belong in here. These are mixers for my Copics. Alcohol-based marker mixers. All right. So anyway, let's get that 0.03. Let's hope that it's nice and fluid. Hope that it's fluid. And let's get in here and do some work to this tail. And I'll tell you, I think that as an artist, my job, what I try to do is, again, I said this before, always learning. There is everyone's gonna have anatomy issues, but the name of the game is trying to make people overlook those anatomy issues. Hopefully, they get to this is style. It looks pretty good, and as long as it looks good to someone, they'll overlook all the problems. They will overlook every problem that you have on that page. You'll see them because you drew it. But yeah, I like to take time and try to. I want to be as careful as I can. I don't want to put out crap art, but at the same time, I realize that if I'm trying to make everything a masterpiece, I'm not saying that I'm not giving it my all, but if I'm trying to make everything a masterpiece, and then I'm never gonna put anything out. No content. So gotta kind of dedicate yourself to putting out content and just doing as much art as possible, and you get better with each piece. I really believe that. And that old saying, no piece is ever complete, it's just abandoned. And that's how I feel about some art. Well, okay, that's finished. It helps that my wife takes it from me because she knows I'll sit there and noodle a piece forever. And I'll just keep working at it till it might appear overworked to some people. I know a few artists like that. I'm not saying any names, but they would just back away from their piece. They will look a lot better. And then I say that while adding detail, of course. Okay. Again, if you want to find me on YouTube, you kid. If you're watching me on YouTube and you can check out my website, whenweriot.com, or you can check out my company, lastcallcomics.com, company I co-own, publishing endeavor. Put out a lot of great books. A lot of there's no company house style book. We put out almost anything, and they're all quality books. So sci-fi, action, comedy, you name it. We've probably got a book like that coming, or currently available. Do a lot of cons every year. So again, you can check us out on your favorite show, because we do enough of them. In fact, I think next year we're even doing more than we did this year, which is saying something, because we did a lot. Did a lot of shows this year, and met a lot of new fans and people who hopefully continue to support us as a company. It's very important that you go out there and you meet people who like your work and like what you're doing. There's a hungry fan base out there for comics. I know that because I'm one of them. I still buy comics. I still love the industry, despite everything that's going on right now. And it's an industry that I wanted to be a part of since I can remember. Even before I knew I wanted to be a part of it, I wanted to do comics. You might ask, well, what do you mean by that? But it's like, I didn't know that I wanted to do comics, but I was always drawing them. As a kid, I'm drawing, scenes and sequential images. Characters like Ninja Turtles fighting, or Batman and Robin, or the Terminator, with little stories. So it was always somehow kind of connected to doing comics, and it's it's one of those things that if once you do them, it gets in your blood and you can't get it out. I see my wife is watching again. Hello, wife. She's spying on me from her appointment. She just wants to make sure the piece is getting done. That's all. She just wants to make sure it's getting done. She ain't tricking me. She's not tricking me. Looking halfway decent, halfway respectable. One day, if I'm lucky, someone might actually pay me to draw for them. Actually, I just did a piece for a couple, a very nice married couple. Actually, what they did was getting married. They just got married Saturday, and they wanted a piece drawn. And I'm not sure if they sent me a picture. If they have, I'm gonna post it to my Facebook. But I drew them in the style of Brian Lee O'Malley, Scott Pilgrim artist, creator. And they saw me at a con, and they seen that I had a Scott Pilgrim versus Steven Universe piece, and they liked it, and they asked me, I do a piece for their wedding? And I said, sure. And, did it, had a lot of fun with it, and took it to them. And it was awesome seeing their eyes light up when they got the piece, and they were really happy with it, and that made me happy. So, yeah, it was cool. I would, being a part of their day, knowing that they'll take that memory with them, and I'll definitely take it with me because it was cool. Remember the day I got married, it's, pretty high stress day. So if you can bring a smile to somebody's face before the nuptials, it's awesome. And yeah, I know they said they're gonna send me a picture of it because they want people to sign the piece. I didn't sign it though. I did sign it. They got the original. I signed the original, but we blew it up to 24 by 36 and printed it out as a poster. And that was fun. I framed it and presented it to them at the hotel where they were getting married, and they seemed to like it. So, well, okay. So the tale is done. And I could noodle on this thing for a couple more hours, but you guys don't want to see that. So here's where we're at. I suppose I'm gonna keep working on it. I'm gonna keep working on it, and by the time you guys see this next, it should be finished. If not overworked. And yeah, you guys let me know what you think of it. If you followed it here on this YouTube stream and this Facebook live stream, and it's all finished. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm going to end this broadcast. That means I got to get up to do that. You guys take it easy. I will see everyone later. If you need me, just shoot me a message on Facebook. I will be pretty busy today, but reach out and I will respond at some point today. That's all from me. It's been awesome drawing with you. See you later.